And ladies and gentlemen, we are live for the 74th ever episode of the Best Phone Plans Podcast. I'm Stetson.
And I'm Dennis.
And today we're talking about should carriers charge more for 5G, as well as an incredible discovery from Dennis himself on something 5G related I don't think I've seen anyone talk about before. And we'll also kind of play off what you guys have. We have a new category, switch or stick. Should you switch plans or stick with your current plan? And we'll recap some of the best military plans from the most recent video. So I'm big excited for this one. Dennis, I think we should get the show on the road. Before we do, though, always got to start off. Dennis, how are you doing today?
My friend, I am doing quite well.
I love to hear it, Dennis.
The week is just zipping on by, and I'm in especially great spirits because one of my favorite animes, fourth season, just started, Overlord. As you guys know, I'm a little bit of an anime lover. But Stetson, what about yourself, my friend?
My week is going mighty fine, Dennis. I appreciated that it was a 4-day work week because we had July 4th as a holiday. And yeah, lots of exciting things are kind of brewing, tons of content in the works. And I was really happy to get the best plans for military veterans and first responders out kind of in time for that 4th of July holiday. I know that's kind of adjacently related, I guess. So thank you to everyone keeping America safe, protecting America, doing all that good stuff. And while we're here, I'm going to copy this link and slap it in the Discord so the community knows we are live. Other than that, Dennis.
Yeah, let's kick it off with the title of the show, one that's going to get Dennis's blood pumping and probably bring out the spiciest of takes, which is, should operators be charging more for 5G?
I think this is a good question. Why bring this up? Well, if you're a carrier and you're spending a lot of money on 5G, which carriers have been spending a lot of money, right? Like, I think Verizon dropped like $42 billion, AT&T something similar, T-Mobile $13 billion. It's expensive, right, Dennis? You're not just whipping up a 5G network for the cheap. Am I right here? Am I wrong? Do you have a 5G network, Dennis?
I don't have a 5G network now, and you are right. It is expensive. Although before we get into anything article related, because I actually haven't read it yet, I look at it this way. The carriers know that every decade or so, they're going to have to do massive infrastructure upgrades, right? Like, that is something they are cognizantly aware of. It is the carrier's duty as a company to take the long stretches of years of just straight up profitability, put money aside so that they can then upgrade said network. Yeah. My smallest violin goes out to them if they're unable to do so to compete, especially when they receive so much government taxpayer funding, which honestly is what built the majority of their network in the rural places. Urban, suburban, sure, whatever, they did that on their own. But rural, we already pretty much paid for as taxpayers.
Yeah, but Des, you gotta cut them some slack, right? I'm imagining margins in the telecom industry are razor thin, right? Like, they're not just printing money, right?
You're so true, right? Their margins are thinner than Walmart makes on a retail sale. No, Stetson, their profit margins make my eyes water. It's like something like, it's something close to like, well, it depends on what they're selling, but generally speaking, their profit margins are 70% or higher, depending on what they're selling. Data for them is basically all profit, 97% profit margins on just strictly data. So no, they don't really get a pass.
Yeah, no, you're totally right, Dennis. And I think I agree with you, but this article is pretty interesting. It's from Mike Dano. And there are operators who are in fact charging more for 5G. Very curious. And what I love about this article is it kind of encompasses a global perspective here. And this chart includes countries like Australia, Belgium, Canada, Denmark, Finland, France, Germany, Greece, Italy, Japan, Netherlands, Norway, Saudi Arabia, Spain, Sweden, Switzerland, Turkey, the UAE, UK, and even the United States. And this was conducted by the B of A Global Research, and a kind of an interesting take. So first, what countries are charging more for 5G? It looks like we've got some in Australia, looks like one in Belgium, Canada. All three are charging extra for 5G, Dennis. My goodness. Finland, France, yes. Looks like we got one in Germany. Greece, no. Italy, no. Japan, no. Netherlands, 2 yeses. Norway, no. Saudi Arabia, no. South Africa, a couple of yeses. Spain, no. Sweden, 1 yes. Switzerland, no. Turkey, no, 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 no. United States, AT&T. I'm not actually sure about this data. Is AT&T charging more for 5G, Dennis? I don't think they are. I think it's Verizon. It's the Verizon 5G start plan is the only plan I'm aware of that had to upgrade to get 5G access.
Yeah, I don't know if this chart's actually listing if they charge or not. From the titles, it's capacity limits, gigabytes slash monthly caps, network access, and it has all three. So I'm not sure. I didn't read the article though, so I might be mistaken. But when I looked at the chart, my initial reaction wasn't that those carriers are charging more. But
I see. I was interpreting as they are charging more for 5G, but I could be completely mistaken here. But yeah, it's an interesting idea, right? You're building out this expensive network. Should you be charging more for it? And I think both of our gut reactions are just no. Like, carriers should not be charging more. And I think the biggest reason for me is delivering data, as I understand it, over a 5G network is actually cheaper than delivering it over LTE. Therefore, they should just give it to all their customers and they'd end up saving money.
yeah, I mean, ultimately, what would be best for the carrier's business and bottom line is to move traffic, as much traffic as possible, on the 5G. It's both cheaper, leads to a better experience, it's more efficient use of the limited spectrum. It does so many things that are good for them that trying to charge more for it is counterintuitive to trying to convert people over to said 5G. The best thing I can say here is that it's short-sighted. It's the carriers trying to essentially, these big conglomerates in the US still think we're living in 1996, where they have a monopoly strong arm on areas. And thankfully, I am proud to say that in the US, competition, as far as coverage goes on what people can pick, has never been more furious. All three of the networks have come tremendous long ways. And I would say, generally speaking, for the vast majority of people, when it comes to wireless service, you probably at least have 2 options available to you. Sadly, I can't say the same thing about my hardwired solutions, but for wireless, you probably have 2 choices, generally speaking. And then also, thankfully, unlike our brothers and sisters up in the north, we have a myriad of MVNO options, which many of you are well acquainted with, considering we are the Best Phone Plans channel. I think that this is just coming down to the fact that 5G is going to be a more expensive build, though, like an unprecedented upfront investment compared to previous iterations of wireless tech. Because, if we, rewind our little clocks here to look back in time, LTE was macro-based, 3G was macro-based, 2G was macro-based, 1G was macro-based, and on top of that, the spectrums that we were using for these different iterations really didn't change all that much. Like, yes, in the later half of LTE, we got, AWS with band 66 and a few other bits and bobs here and there. But for the most part, it was a low band focused network first, with things like AWS not coming till the very tail end of the LTE era. 5G, on the other hand, is flipping that all on its head. It is mid-band focused first, right? N41, C-band, the DoD spectrum, and then also an emphasis on a millimeter wave being important in dense urban areas where mid-band just won't be enough to offload the amount of traffic that's being generated. And that's a lot more expensive to build out. It requires more cell sites. Before you could get away with having a cell site every 5 miles. Now you have to have one every 3 miles for macros. Small cells don't cover very far, at least in its current iteration. I would say, if we're being generous, it's maybe getting about 1,000 feet before performance really starts dropping off. Does that sound like a bit of a stretch, Stetson, or does that seem about?
This is millimeter wave.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I think it will vary based on the cell site. I generally do agree with that, and I feel like I've noticed drop-offs or even drop performance under 1,000 feet. It really just kind of depends on the terrain and how optimized the site is.
Yeah, I wasn't saying drop off completely, but performance drops dramatically. So
sure.
After about 1,000 feet.
It's definitely possible. I think what's interesting here, Dennis, is this article kind of touches on an idea you've presented before, which is kind of charging for different tiers of speed, right? And this is kind of how current internet providers, ISPs, price their plans. It sounds like in some markets, this may be a thought where like, all right, we can charge more for 5G access because it's faster, but really you can't guarantee faster speeds even with 5G. And we've seen that especially here in the US with low band performance, where when low band 5G launched, people were getting faster speeds on LTE, not seeing any difference or even improvements on 5G. And then furthermore, it doesn't really make sense to do that. Like you could do that already with 4G and just introduce like speed caps and tiers. So I guess my question to you would be, forget charging extra for 5G. How would you feel about charging extra for faster speeds? Like if there were speed tiers in the telecom space, is this something that you'd be open to, or do you want how it is now where you're kind of purchasing different amounts of premium data and getting all these extras bundled into your plan?
It's a catch-22 because you can't make everyone happy, right? You're talking to Dennis, who actually likes the idea of paying for a speed tier, and assuming that speed tier has some minimum guarantee when I buy into it, then that's what I would be for. Like, i.e., let's just say I paid for 100 megabits per second, right? As long as there was some range of minimum guaranteed being no less than 25, then I'm all on board for it, right? And I'm down to pay the extra money because it's a more efficient way of doing things than some arbitrary QCI value and basing it off the time of day. However, on the flip side of the coin, Stetson, someone like yourself who, when they're not doing speed tests out the wazoo, doesn't use a lot of data, might not actually like that idea. You might be the kind of guy where you're like, you know what? The one or two times I do want data, I want it to be as fast and snappy and seamless as possible. I don't care about speed tiers. I want my data. So it's, there's different camps to fall in. And then plus we got to talk about like, what does that do for cost, right? Like, do we end up with like a base essentials plan that maybe gets capped at 1 meg and that's the entry level plan? What does that whole schema look like? Because now we're defeating the purpose of what 5G was supposed to do, which is essentially be providing infinite capacity so that everybody can do what they want to do whenever they want to do without thinking about it. Right?
Yeah, I think the biggest improvement from 5G is the one no one's seeing, and it's being able to get fast speeds consistently while there are multiple people all connected to the same site. It's that increase in capacity. And with 4G, definitely on the Verizon network, I would say, I feel like some areas were getting way more congested and your speeds would slow down because of that. And I think to your point, Dennis, like, well, it would be an interesting idea to possibly pay for performance and have different speed tiers. I think then you're paying for different levels of experience, where you have someone like me, I'm a light data user. I want to get the best experience possible for the 2 gigs I use. And I'm happy, I think, with the data bucket model. And I actually kind of want to flip this on its head. Dennis, would you be interested in a data bucket model for internet? Like maybe you buy 100 gigs, 500 gigs, or a terabyte, but you get the fastest, like, symmetrical speeds available.
No, I was actually going to tell you that I think speed tiers make more sense for the fixed wireless product.
Yeah, I think I would agree with that.
But as far as data buckets go, I am actually in favor of data buckets, believe it or not. However,
this is for internet or for the cellular system?
Okay, when you say internet, I was thinking of home internet, which for that, no data cap, period.
Yeah. Okay.
For mobile, I am in favor of data caps, and the reason why is because right now the current unlimited plans that we have aren't really unlimited. There's all kinds of gotchas and givens and lots of things that the carriers aren't very transparent about, like what's considered excessive use. And that varies greatly depending on the MVNO or the MNO and the plan and all that other fun stuff, right? I would personally love it if I could just buy, like you said, 100 gigs of data for, caveat here, pricing matters, for like $20, and I get to use that data however I see fit, whether that be hotspot or on device. I don't want the carrier telling me hotspot's a separate feature add-on. Just give me the data and let me use it as I please on that device.
I think that's what carriers are doing internationally. Like, I feel like you travel to Sweden or Finland or our friend Bahadir in, gosh, I'm forgetting that small little island. Maybe it'll come to me. But you buy like 100 gigs, 200 gigs of data, and then it's exactly as you said. You can use it however you want. It's your data for the month. If you use 10 gigs, great. You can do that. You can hotspot it. You can power your own Singapore. That's where he's from. You can power your home internet from it. And I think that's a really interesting approach. I don't think we've gotten to the point where carriers can offer the higher tier data bucket plans that we would need to make that
You're wrong.
truly a viable option. You think I'm mistaken on that?
Yeah, you're wrong. Remember what I said before. Data for the MNO is essentially free. MVNOs, sure. MNOs,
I see.
no. They could totally do it. I mean, that's essentially what a limited plan is, right? They could totally do it.
Yeah, kind of. I mean,
They could totally do it. They just don't, because here in America, the way our path went was T-Mobile brought back unlimited because people were tired of paying for overages, and they're really seared and stung by that. So now if you tell people about a data cap or a data bucket, it's big and scary.
yeah.
Right? So it also depends. Another caveat with our gig bucket plans again.
Yeah.
If bucket plans were reintroduced, you would have to make sure there's no overage costs.
Yeah, like how carriers do it now. Like, let's take your Mint Mobile, for example, right? You sign up for their 4 gig data bucket plan, which is perfect for me. You get 2G speeds when you hit your limit, and you're not billed any extra. I think that's a really great solution to that problem. No overages. Everything still works, kind of, but your performance is severely limited. And that's when you would know, all right, maybe I want to upgrade to a higher data bucket plan.
But there's also the other important factor that we're not discussing here, which is how does this benefit the carrier? Because right now, with the current iteration of things, right?
Yeah.
We have QCI values differentiating plans or priority differentiating plans. They get to make more money. It's an upsell. If your 100 gigs on Mint Mobile was just as good as my 100 gigs on T-Mobile postpaid, then why wouldn't I just go to Mint Mobile? Get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, there's that aspect of things. And while I know the technology is there to support it, is there the competition factor? Is there the business use case? What needs to happen in order for what we want to happen is we need a maverick to enter the industry. We need John Ledger 2.0 to enter the industry and actually get real market share and put pressure on the carriers and pave the way. Someone to make something so new and revolutionary that has such an impact from stealing so many customers that other carriers will be forced to respond.
So, like, Dish is the 4th wireless carrier, Dennis. They have a chance.
I am hopeful for Dish, but let's be clear here.
Yeah.
Dish isn't doing anything new or revolutionary. They are at the current moment running a promo, which is nothing new, and they're doing a $30 truly unlimited plan when on the native network, which is tiny, and then not so much truly unlimited with AT&T's roaming or T-Mobile's roaming, to the best of my understanding and knowledge. On top of that, remember what I said. They need to be able to actually steal enough customers that they're forced to respond.
Yeah.
Dish is literally tinier than some of the prepaid companies that are out there currently, aka Straight Talk. Dish literally has a smaller subscriber base than Straight Talk had, and they were prepaid. That's not big enough to make a difference. In order for Dish to make a difference and have an impact, they first have to actually have a network. And then the second thing they need to do is, at minimum, I would say, get to a point where they're at least 45 million subscribers.
Yeah, that'd be a really sizable chunk. And what makes that even more impactful is they would essentially be stealing subscribers away from Verizon, away from AT&T, away from T-Mobile. So their counts would drop from maybe like 85, 90 million down to your 55, 60 million.
Honestly, correction, they don't even need to have a network per se. They just need to have 45 million subscribers or just enough subscribers
To make a difference, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I guess my take now is I think it was an interesting question, thought experiment. I like how other countries do the data plans where it's simple. You buy this amount of data, you get to use it however you want. I think the problem, Dennis, you outlined it perfectly. I think when T-Mobile introduced their T-Mobile One plan, they pushed unlimited. And ever since then, I feel like the carriers have been just marketing unlimited data to consumers to the point where no one knows what a gig is, like what you can do with a gig of data. No one knows how much data they need or are using on a monthly basis. Like even iPhone, Stan, if you go into your setting on your iPhone, well, you as a T-Mobile customer, you'll actually see how much data you've used in the past billing cycle. But for most people, it just says like, you've used 300 gigs since 2 years ago.
Slightly bigger problem here as well is that when you're using a mobile network, you, the end user, don't have any control over the data. Like, what I mean by that is this. Like, in my home internet domain, right?
Yeah.
I have full control. I can do port forwarding to, specific devices, set static IP addresses on my network to make sure certain traffic only goes to there. I can do QoS settings, right? Like I can limit my security cameras to a set throughput so that way they don't end up congesting all my bandwidth on my network to prevent like latency issues and different things like this, right?
Yeah.
If I had a imaginary Dennis Jr. or something, I could make sure that like his Roku doesn't get above say 5 meg if I want to make sure he doesn't stream in 4K or something, right? Like
Yeah.
I can control all of these things to really optimize my data experience, right? And these things, by the way, aren't make believe. I've done some of this stuff before when I was living under the constraints of having a very limited data cap with that evil ISP that's named Armstrong, right? They had some tiny data caps back in the day. But you can't do that as a user here. So like what I'm getting at here is like, for all we know, for all intents and purposes, someone like myself, right? Let's picture a more consumer, less techie version of myself, might only actually need, say, 10 gigs of data per month because maybe he doesn't need to watch 4K on his iPhone that can't even display 4K.
Yeah.
But that's what it auto defaults to on YouTube or whatever, right?
And, I'll add in that, like, let's say for Mint Mobile is another example. Both a pro and a con is that your smaller data bucket plans, your 4 gig plan, your 10 gig plan, your 15 gig plan, they don't cap video streaming. So if you wanted to, you could enjoy content at 4K quality. But the con of that is if you're a lighter data user, like 4K video eats through data so fast. So it would actually be almost more advantageous to have the option for a 480p cap so that you could say, hey, I want to make sure I'm staying under my 4 gigs. So you want to stream video at 480p so it uses as little data as possible, and you're good to go. If suddenly it auto defaults to 4K, you watch one video and like you can chew through that in under an hour.
And one other thing that's also worth pointing out here that's important as well is that people's data habits tend to vary month to month, right? Like if you're at home working from home, like when we were stuck all during the pandemic, we saw it. Everyone's like mobile data usage went.
Yeah.
But when you do a trip like I did, say out to see you in Colorado and see Carlos out in Vegas, my data usage was much higher than
through the
ever
roof
before. Like ignoring the speed test, just through the roof, right? I was using my hotspots to do schoolwork. I was using
you were just like, oh, Stetson turned on this stupid T-Mobile home internet. Get out of here. Let's hotspot off my phone.
Right, but when I was in the hotels, right? Like I needed my hotspot for them too. Like
it's way better than the hotel Wi-Fi. Unreal.
But so that use case and being like in the airport where all I can do is look at my phone is a different use case on that month. What I think would be kind of cool, and it's kind of like a track phone model, but it's never going to happen. I would love it if maybe carriers just said, instead of it being like a month-to-month thing, you just buy the data.
Yeah.
Period. Like if you don't use it, it's whatever. It's
just infinite rollover. Maybe like a year rollover. Like you buy, instead of 100 gigs per month, you just buy 100 gigs.
Yeah, but not even the year piece. Just
you just own it. Like that's your 100 gigs. You can use it however you want. It never expires. And then when you run out, then you can re-up and get more data. Yeah, I think that would be really cool because that ultimately provides that flexibility. You're traveling 1 month, you can use more of your data bucket. You're not traveling the next month, you're at home, you save it up. You could get it to last for a really long time. It would end up being cost effective.
And they can still keep priorities. Like they can still keep like some level of priority or something like that. And that can be their upsell to differentiate the data, right? Like
your priority on the network. Yeah.
Yeah. Like Something like that would be kind of cool. It could
I
be
think I don't know, Dennis. I think we're getting too consumer friendly. I'm not seeing the money raining down with our business model where consumers only buying 100 gigs, not adding any recurring revenue for a year and then buying data later in the future.
Well, the priority is the upsell, and as far as the money goes, like we never said what 100 gigs over the course of
but
Infinity is.
you know what I mean. I think unlimited plans are here to stay, but I think it's interesting to see what carriers are doing in other countries. All right, Dennis, you brought up a couple of points that I wanted to touch on that are adjacent to this topic. First, as you know, I've been using Base Essentials. It's been awful. Thank you for asking. I'm excited to switch. I think I honestly might switch to Magenta or Magenta Max and give that a try for a month. Treat myself to something like actually top tier and premium. And I had a couple thoughts while I was using the Base Essentials plan. So first, data usage. The plan says, I'm going to try and show this on screen. It's a 20 gig plan, okay? Let's full screen this and let's see. You can see, oh man, maybe you can't see. It's Base Essentials. It's a 20 gig plan. It's supposed to have 20 gigs of high-speed data, okay? I have exceeded my data usage on this plan by a lot. 43 gigabytes, okay? And my speeds are still full speed. Nothing is slowed down, Dennis. I'm still getting the full speeds.
Have you tested it on LTE instead of ultra capacity to see?
Yeah. I'll do that right now. I'll do it live on the show so you can see. So data mode, actually, we want voice and data, LTE. So we got LTE, and I will do...
Not to circle back, but there's a comment that I'd like to address real quick.
Oh, sure, absolutely.
It's from Archie Mobile, which first off, thank you for watching and commenting. He said, if unlimited plans work, why make it more complicated? Just price it right. Well, the thing is, Archie, is that the unlimited plans that we have today aren't unlimited.
And your question is also, who are they working for? Right?
Yeah.
So unlimited plans are working well for the carriers because they get to charge expensive rates for data people realistically don't need. And the reason Dennis and I are kind of having this discussion is that if you know how much data you need, you can buy a data bucket that fits your needs and save a lot of money. And then in our final example where you just bought like 100 gigs that lasted indefinitely, it's way more flexible to your specific needs. And you're not basically like, I don't know, like even if I'm paying for unlimited data, if I'm at home this month, like I'm not using it.
Which, by the way, I don't necessarily think people know their data needs, which is why I propose the buy 100 gigs and it is what it is.
Yeah, that's smart.
Like that way there's not a lot of guessing and it's actually simple. Because right now, unlimited plans are quite complicated. If they weren't, me and Stetson wouldn't be doing a podcast, right?
Yeah.
Like they're very complicated. Like you got to look at the fine print. It's like lawyer talk. Like what does deprioritize mean? And
then T-Mobile lying about their entry-level essentials plan.
No, but seriously, like it's sometimes astonishing because, you know, we're all a bunch of tech enthusiasts. We wouldn't be here if we weren't, right? Or wireless enthusiasts. But anybody in the audience, I encourage you next time when you're having your Thanksgiving, talk to your aunt or your grandma and be like, do you know what deprioritize means for your mobile network plan? Like,
if they don't, we have an article for you on the Best Phone Plans website.
Guarantee it they don't. And I also am willing to bet you that when their phone's not working like it should, like, because like here's a fun fact, okay? I've seen people in real life complain that their iPhone 13 Pro is slow. Right? But
this is like the fastest processor on any mobile device right now.
But if you actually look into more detail and examine what it is, it's their internet connection for their mobile network operator is slow. And that actually ruins the experience. There are certain people that can't even differentiate the phone from the network. Like yeah. I know that sounds crazy, but those people do exist.
It's so true.
And so, like, I don't know. I wish things were more straightforward and upfront. I don't see the carriers ever being able to really not being able to. I don't see the carriers ever wanting to offer a true unlimited plan by that very wording, because there are certain costs. I'm not saying that giving data is just free.
Yeah.
But
I mean, they can still set like a 2 terabyte limit, and that realistically would be like fine.
Right. Right, but like that's what I'm saying. Like that's how it is, right? Like there is some arbitrary limit, and then they just turn you off.
Well, I don't think like if you're on 5G Get More or T-Mobile Magenta Max, have you ever heard of someone getting turned off from that? Like,
Yes.
I mean, really, their line terminated?
Yes.
How much data were they using?
Like terabyte plus.
Wow, I'm kind of surprised. I wouldn't have expected.
I mean,
that.
AT&T is much more aggressive about it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Huh.
AT&T is very aggressive. Like 500 gigs plus, do that on a regular basis. They'll get you canned
Huh. Maybe I'll try that.
on unlimited Elite.
That'll be a test. But yeah, I mean, the good news is that for the most part, that feels like unlimited for what a normal person uses their phone for.
Here, EM Tech has Verizon. He gets letters every quarter, Stetson.
Really? Really? I'm curious. How much data are you using EM Tech? We have like sparked a question. I'm wondering if I can answer that. All right, we got a question kind of coming in from Joel. What you recommend, Stetson Essentials or simply unlimited from prepaid? Are they the same QCI? All right. T-Mobile prepaid is way better than T-Mobile Essentials or Base Essentials. And that's because T-Mobile prepaid has higher priority, same priority as regular Magenta and Magenta Max. The T-Mobile Essentials plan is deprioritized from the start. It's the same priority as the MVNOs, Mint Mobile, Ultra Mobile, I guess US Mobile. So it's that same QCI 7. And then when you go over 50 gigs on T-Mobile Essentials, then you're deprioritized further. So you start off deprioritized on QCI 7, then you drop to 9. But yeah, Dennis, back to the speed test question. Like, check this out. I actually am starting to think that this plan is just truly unlimited, and or T-Mobile doesn't have the ability to regulate it and cap the speeds, because I would say that's a little bit over the 1.5 megabits per second I'm supposed to be getting.
I 100% agree. I don't think it's because T-Mobile can't, because we know that they can throttle.
Yeah.
I just think that they have chosen not to.
Weird, right? Like, why would they even put that in the fine print? It's just like they can, but they won't. So,
I don't know. Since we're talking about plans though, Stetson, I told you this before when you switch to Essentials, but when you make a plan change, I would absolutely love it if you just started a simple video series where it's literally just how you do a port to each carrier that you switch to. Like the actual
I will, Dennis.
Like literally, like hear me out. How to get the information that you need from T-Mobile, and then how to switch to X carrier and make it like a 5-minute bite-sized video and just have that be a series, and in that way it's easily searchable.
You got it. I will make it happen. And I think I actually may make a video that's more of a universal guide, because I think the process is pretty much the same. And then I'll make specific videos as well. Like the broad concept is the same.
Broad concept is the same.
Keep your service active. Get the port information, including your account number, your account PIN, and or your port out PIN, as well as your billing zip code. And then you go through and you enter that during the porting process, and bada bing, bada boom, you'll get it.
Yes, the broad process is simple. The actual part of getting that info is
I'll
quite
probably try and do
challenging.
it like online too, or
Well, that's the thing that's fun, right? There's certain carriers.
dude,
where
not
you
with
can't-
AT&T. AT&T's website, trying to even use the website. Dennis, I placed an order, an expensive order for 4 lines from AT&T, and you know what they did? They canceled the order.
Yeah. So, but I was gonna say that's the thing that's fun though. Not all carriers you can even do it online or anything. Like, I'll give you an example. Who was it that you have to call? I think it's Straight Talk and those brands of carriers, if I remember correctly. You have to call them to get your account number, I believe, or it was someone that you had to call them to get the account number, and then the transfer pin, you had to text the specific thing. They couldn't even provide it to you or something like that. You had to like text them at like a certain number. I think it was like 7678 or something like that. But I'm not sure. Also, Roy says I sound like a producer for a second there.
This is a producer.
I give him ideas, and I let the talented man that actually has all the skills to execute on them go rampant.
All the skills, not quite all the time. All right, we got another comment. Base Essentials is probably undersold on purpose. If there wasn't a 20 gig limit, why would there be an Essentials customer for Base Essentials was the same thing but lower price? That's a great point. And I guess to address 2 things here. Thing number 1, is you're correct. But thing number 2 is base essentials actually becomes more expensive for a family. I know it sounds weird and it's hard to believe, but it's true. If you get 3 or 4 lines, base essentials is suddenly more expensive than regular essentials. And I almost have an hypothesis that the base essentials plan is like somehow the regular prepaid unlimited plan, which is about the same price and has the same features, just like resold. So anyway, I want to test out the QCI and see for myself. Got my Pixel 3a here to test. One more final point I wanted to bring up on base essentials, and it's that I've decided officially 600 kilobit per second hotspot speeds are too slow. It's basically unusable. So,
yeah. On a side note, Archie, I'm curious to know who you're using. I just saw this comment. He said he has a family of 4 and they stopped using Wi-Fi entirely.
whoa.
Yeah.
I respect that.
I respect that too, although I will just say whoever you're on at that price point, it sounds like it's a prepaid company, hates you. Like they're going to hate you because they're paying, unlike the MNOs, they actually have to pay for like an amount of data, and they're probably losing money on you depending on how much data you're using per line. For example, I'll give an example real quick because I know this for a fact. Xfinity Mobile hates customers that use over like 20 gigs on the unlimited plan. They are literally just straight up losing money.
That's wild. Yeah, I believe it. And that's me. I'm on the unlimited plan with Xfinity.
Yeah, you don't test it ever, though.
That's true. I got a case for the phone so I can go out with it. Okay, Dennis, we had some news that hit my screen live on the show. I love it when this happens. And this is actually really good. Ready for this? Boom. It's US Mobile, favorite carrier, doing an announcement. Unlimited plans mix and match is here. And basically the TLDR is you can mix and match across unlimited premium and unlimited basic and get the multi-line discount.
Woo!
Yeah. Woo!
So, but there's a portion of bad news to this.
What is this?
Is to my understanding on the same Reddit that users have posted that you can't do mixing and matching between the generations of plans. So, i.e., if you're on the legacy unlimited plan that included taxes and fees, you would have to change over to the unlimited premium plan. Then you could do the mix and matching.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've got some thoughts. On it. I think ultimately this is great news, especially for new customers because all new customers are getting the new plans anyway. So this is awesome. And it also means that you can assign, like, let's say, Dennis, let's say you and I started a family, as ridiculous as this sounds. Maybe we get someone else in here. I've already Austin, and maybe we throw in Sneed, right? And we all know, all right, Dennis is the hardcore tester. He needs the unlimited premium plan from US Mobile, getting that 100 gigabytes of premium data. But it turns out Stetson is a light user and doesn't need hotspot, so we'll throw him on the dinky unlimited basic plan. Sneed does a lot of great content and reviews, but just for lulz, we'll throw him on unlimited basic as well. And who else did we have in here? I forgot the other person, but maybe we get Peter in, and all of a sudden we throw him on unlimited basic. Like, we can mix and match based on needs. You get the premium data that you need for your testing, and we all get the worst plan, but we pay way less for it. So I think it's a win-win.
And of course, the father of the community, Sneak, can pay for the plan.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. But we had a question come in from Fatin Ahmed. I hope I pronounced that correctly. He asked us if we think that US Mobile was better with the older unlimited plans versus the new ones that exist today.
Oh man,
my answer is actually pretty straightforward and simple. I actually think the new plans are an overall net win across the board. Yes, it is a net negative that they remove taxes and fees. I find that really unfortunate from a simplification of pricing standpoint, especially because that was a really big step in the transparency direction that I like to see from companies. But on the other hand, the plans more than justify the differencing in the prices of the taxes and fees portion of things, which is then the fact that the limited premium plan now has 100 gigs of priority data, which is tremendous. 50 gigs of hotspot being included out the rip is especially tremendous. You still got the 10 gigs of data that you can use in select countries when it depends on the country, but you can get up to 10 gigs natively included when you roam with US Mobile on the premium plan, which is tremendous. And there's still just so much value there for that price point when being on the Verizon network that I feel like it more than makes up for the what is it, like $5 maximum difference?
Yeah, I think it's like $5 extra. I think when I was looking at the plans, it's so pros and cons. Like I agree with Dennis. This is a net win, and it's a net win because of two things. Number one, they introduced a flat out better plan. Number two is they introduced a cheaper option for a multi-line discount with the unlimited basic plan. So net wins across the board. It is disappointing that taxes and fees are now extra. I was doing a little bit of research into this, and I think I understand why. And so I'm just going to pull this up right now. It's a graph of the taxes and government charges in wireless service, July 2020. And you can see the local tax rate. Take a look at this. It varies from 22.37% in Illinois, plus the federal tax rate of 9.83%, and it goes down to as low as 2% in Idaho, 2.71%. And I think part of the problem is this. Like, the profit margin varies dramatically based on what state the consumer is in, and it makes sense, I think, to some degree to pass those on to consumers. Like, that's literally all other goods I buy, at least, have taxes and fees. Like, it does make sense that the wireless industry has it.
Devil's advocate to you.
Yeah.
They could have also just flat out increased pricing across the board and kept taxes and fees included to compensate for this.
Yeah. I agree with you on that. That would have been really smart. Like, if it was I think you kind of have to gauge reactions, because on the surface, it would have been, all right, this is an immediate price increase, as opposed to the way they presented it. So I don't know. I think the bottom line is a little bit more misleading, and we appreciated the transparency they had before. I think from my understanding and looking at this and seeing these numbers, like, I understand why they did it, is what I would say.
And what I'll just say is this, is that considering that I would say US Mobile is our number one pick for being on Verizon without paying Verizon pricing, and they really have no one that holds a candle to them at the moment on the market, it's like, yeah, they
can kind of do whatever they want.
Like, yeah, they did something slightly that we necessarily didn't care for, but at the end of the day, they're still infinitely better than the next best options, right? Like, Stetson, I know you love to recommend Visible, but you know what personal qualms I have with them. You're really...
Yeah, and like, I recommend Visible because they are straight up the cheapest, truly unlimited plan on the Verizon network. I hear your qualms, though. I mentioned them in the video. Like, hey, your ping times may be higher. Your service and experience may not be the best. I would recommend, like, if I'm recommending one of my friends to sign up for service on Verizon, I recommend US Mobile 9 times out of 10.
What I'll say is this, to make it simple. When you get US Mobile, you really do get the Verizon experience in a nutshell. Like, you're getting the domestic roaming, getting
5G, eSIM, premium data.
In the rare circumstance where 3G is still on, you still get to connect to that. Like, you're getting it all, right? Like, Visible's like the generic... It's the Dr. Thunder versus the Dr. Pepper experience. Like, it tastes about the same. It feels about the same. Maybe the same company's producing it, but it's just not there. And that's not to say Visible can't improve. For all I know, Visible might be working on something incredible that actually makes the experience even better than being on Verizon. Maybe they add a whole bunch of extra servers to route their traffic through and up the transit connections that they have to really give a dramatically improved experience compared to being on Verizon postpaid. Or maybe they do something fancy with DNSing, or maybe, I don't know, there's things that they could probably do. I mean, they are backed by Verizon after all. I think Verizon actually owns them directly, don't they?
Yeah, Verizon owns Visible directly. And
so yeah, for all I know, Visible could do something revolutionary. I just don't feel like in their current iteration of Visible today.
Yeah, I feel like their goal has been to really be a strong flanker brand and provide unlimited data at a cheap price. And I think they did that. I think we've seen the industry respond, and we've seen better rates for family plans from some of the other carriers. But yeah, I think, Dennis, you said it best. US Mobile is kind of in a league of their own in terms of a premium experience on the Verizon network without paying Verizon prices. And so they can kind of do whatever. I understand why they did the taxes and fees thing. I'm still upset about it. And Fatin Ahmed actually comes with a great point. Their basic unlimited is worse for families compared to their old unlimited plans, about the same price for a family of 4, less data, no perks, etc. That's a very true statement. And it's unfortunate. In addition to creating the unlimited basic plan, they also discontinued the 30 gig plan, which was another one of my favorites because it was a pretty good price, huge amount of data. And yeah, so it's a fair point. That said, the unlimited premium plan is just flat out a better plan with more premium data, more hotspot data. I think they balanced it well. I think they introduced something awesome while also adding taxes and fees. So it was, I think, overall a pretty balanced announcement. But the good news is that you can mix and match. But yeah, Dennis, sorry, go ahead.
The best analogy or way I would describe it, it's kind of like whenever your parents try to make you eat the vegetables, and they like blend it up in a blender with other things that are sweet, so you can't taste the veggies.
It's like you're making a smoothie, yeah, and you throw some spinach in there. Who's gonna notice the spinach if it's all mixed up?
Right. So. But anyway, moving on a little bit from this topic, I want to circle back into where we were originally starting, which is your T-Mobile Essentials experience and how you're considering about switching to Magenta Max next, it sounds like.
Yeah, so basically, I got to do a review of this thing. I was expecting the data speeds to be slowed down. I'm surprised they weren't slowed down. And I've tried other speed test apps as well, and the speeds seem to be fast, even on LTE. So I'm not 100% sure what's going on. But I guess given my experience, it's a little bit less bad. It's basically a postpaid version of the $50 unlimited plan. And yeah, here's another. It's Meteor, so it's a completely different app. And look, it's still getting full speed. So it's better than I thought. The hotspot is terrible. I need a plan with hotspot for my line of work. And I might upgrade and try out a different plan. But yeah, don't get base essentials. Someone said it best here. Jay Blockman 93. I am completely against both essentials plans existing in the first place. I am with you. T-Mobile prepaid is a way better experience, especially because it has premium data and it's the same price. And then if you don't need premium data, like, go with Mint. So,
hey, do you want to introduce maybe our little topic since we're kind of at the 45-minute mark? The game of
oh yeah,
stick or ditch,
stick or switch, switch or stick.
Or
I don't know. We're gonna have to like get the branding down on that. But yeah. So here's the idea. Stick or switch. You tell us what cell phone plan you have, and we'll tell you if you should stick with that plan or switch to a better plan. And we'll be curious. Let me know. Dennis, I'll go first. Well, you, audience watching, comment what plan you have, and we'll pick one and do it. I'm on the T-Mobile Base Essentials plan. Do I stick or switch?
Switch.
No question. What do I switch to, Dennis? What's your pick for me?
Back to Mint Mobile.
Yeah, you're right. I'm paying so much money for I'm not even using it. And Mint had the high-speed hotspot.
Yeah, and you had like the infinite credits where you weren't even paying for the line.
Absolutely unreal.
Did you? Yeah. By the way, can I ask you a question? Because I was actually curious about this.
Yeah.
When you left, do you lose all the remaining credits?
Oh yeah, the account's closed. I lost everything.
Dude, I'm mad at you. Why didn't you just get a different line?
I wanted to test it out, Dennis. If I hadn't done that, I wouldn't be on T-Mobile Base Essentials.
Right, and I question if you're a masochist because you picked one of the worst plans to switch to.
Well, Austin had a generous donation that covered the first month. As I'm now in like the third month, yeah, it was a terrible move, but
yeah, but Bill Gates himself could offer me like $1,000 to switch from my Magenta Max plan that I worked so hard to get the loyalty discount on, and I would say no. It would have to be
crazy, Dennis.
It would have to be like such a large number for me to give it up. Or okay, better example, AT&T Elite plan. I'd have to have a very large sum of money in cash in my hand for me to think about even giving up the AT&T Elite plan, which is it's one of the best plans to come from AT&T in a long time for consumers. I love HBO Max, unlimited priority data on device with QCI 7 priority on AT&T, 40 gigs of hotspots, tremendous. The Latin America, Canada, Mexico roaming is a thing with it. It's a great plan.
When was the last time you went to Canada, Mexico, or one of the 19 included Latin American countries?
Pull it up. Another important thing to mention, the discount that my dad has on the plan. Big brain.
Let me re-ask my question. What was the last time you went to one of the included 19 Latin American countries?
I've never been to Canada or Mexico or any of the Latin American countries.
Okay.
But that's not to say that can't change in the future.
Do you know roughly what your bill is with the discount?
Well, let's be clear here. I'm not the one paying for it. My dad's the one that's like a diehard AT&T lover. He's been with them literally since AT&T Wireless was a thing. But Anyway, TLDR, there's one phone being financed on that plan, so it's like roughly like 176 with a phone being financed.
Okay, so if we ignore, all right, I'm gonna go based on what I'm seeing. AT&T Unlimited Premium with the military discount, which is gonna be 25% off the total bill. I'm seeing 4 lines at $38 a line. Does that sound reasonable to you? That's $152 a month.
That sounds about right.
All right, so that's $38 a line plus taxes and fees.
Then that's not right.
Oh, okay,
Because
$38 a line.
Because it's coming out to like 177 with a phone being financed.
So we could call it. I don't know. I mean, there's so much variability. Anyway,
let's call it. I'm trying to think. What would 140 come out to per line?
140. How many lines?
3.
Okay, so you have 3 lines. I'm looking at 4 lines. So that's probably what the discrepancy is coming in. Divide by 3. That's $46 a line, Dennis.
Then that's not right. Look. I know that it's 177. You know what?
177 with a phone.
Yeah.
All right. How much? All right, Dennis. A phone is like $30 a month. So
it's got device credits. So it's getting. It's not free, but it's like I think it's only like.
All right.
$11.
We can call it. What if we called it $130 a month, Dennis? That's.
Well, I have a better idea. How about
$40 less?
I have a better idea. How about I just look at my AT&T bill?
Oh, do it, Dennis. Do it live on the show. Well, you're doing that. I'm gonna pick someone.
I'm not gonna show the account number or anything.
No,
I'm just
don't
gonna
do
look
that.
at the bill. Yeah.
Just tell us what the bill is. Get the actual.
Yeah.
service.
AT&T's app is horrible. By the way, it takes forever.
Oh,
to
it's
load.
so bad. T-Mobile is crushing it with the app.
Dude, you know what
Verizon's app
makes
is
me
decent.
You know what makes me really mad about the AT&T app is that when you do finally go in, when you want to go see a bill, it then takes you to the website.
It's so bad. It's like an in-app web
But
browser.
here, I got you. The exact bill, $177.81.
But that's with the phone.
That's with the phone and everything.
Okay, what's without the phone?
Well, AT&T does the stupid thing where it's like Elite plan, 3 devices, $60.58. And then they do like the per line like breakdown charges where it's like $41.69 for the first one, $37.77. I'll tell you this, if you're wondering how much discount I'm getting, calculator.
I don't care about the discount. I want to know how much you're paying.
Well, I told you the total. But let's see.
All right, I'm gonna say that an iPhone is $30. Does that seem reasonable?
All right, I got you. The phone that my dad is paying for is $27.78.
Okay. So 177 minus 27, 150. 150 divided by 3 lines is $50 a line.
Cool.
So, Dennis, you could switch to Cricket More, get the exact same truly unlimited premium data, and it'd be $33 a line. And you could pay for your HBO Max subscription, and you could get a VPN for 4K video streaming, and it would still probably be less. Just throwing that out there.
You're saying all these things, but you're forgetting the 2 most important things.
The brand.
No. 1, my dad has been with AT&T. I mean this. I'm not exaggerating. He has literally had AT&T Wireless since AT&T Wireless first existed.
Should that stop him from saving money on his cell phone bill and getting the same service?
You don't understand. He won't. You can't pay the man to switch.
All right.
It's not a fight.
Anyway,
it's not a fight worth
switch.
having.
That's my sticker switch.
It's not a fight worth having. And number 2, Stetson, I'm not the one paying for the full bill. I'm only paying like my little portion, which is like $15 that I just throw towards it to keep the line, right? And sure. I love the line. I live in an area where AT&T blessed my city and made a network that was like something out of heaven itself. So having the incredible speeds that AT&T Elite brings me is the best thing since sliced bread. And I like HBO Max. I know this sounds crazy, but I genuinely love HBO Max. It's a great streaming service. I didn't have it when I was growing up, so there was a lot of content to watch, and I love it. I like the premium experience. I don't want a VPN which I have one, but I don't want.
Oh my God! You're paying for that too, Dennis. What is happening? You can get the exact same experience and save so much money. You would save $17 a month per line, at least.
Yeah, but Stetson, you know what the cool thing is, man?
Anyhow,
the cool thing is that sometimes money isn't everything that determines the whole experience, right? I
Yeah,
know
I'm
for
not
a
arguing
fact.
that.
I know for a fact that if I don't mess with it, then nothing will go wrong. Like AT&T billing, as bad as it might be, Stetson, is only bad when changes are made. If I don't touch it, then it's great. And you know what's cool about AT&T is I don't generally have to call them. I literally, like, the only time I had to call them in recent memory was when I was making the switch to Elite and when I wanted to upgrade the phone. That was it. And even though it was a painful experience upgrading to Elite, AT&T compensated us well above and beyond with credits, like literally hundreds of dollars credited, which was like insane. Outside of that, there'll literally be like 5 to 10 years at a time where no calls are made. Tell me Stetson, a company where you can go 5 to 10 years at a time without ever having to interact with customer service at a company. I'd like you to name one for me.
It's literally every company that I've switched to, because I switch and everything works and I'm good to go and I don't need to contact customer support.
You never have to make updated changes or...
Nah, man. I know that. Look, come on. You signed up for an MVNO. Like, it's fine. So yeah, I like Verizon. Okay, I found a Verizon plan on Reddit. Haven't needed to contact support ever. So anyway, I feel like it's a little silly that you would say you would not accept any amount of money to switch plans.
I didn't say any amount. It would have to be a very large amount. Like, I'm talking like 100,000 is where
to
I
save money, Dennis. You need someone to pay you to save money. Anyhow,
save money in the short term.
What do you mean the short term? That compounds. You're saving $17 per line per month. You invest the $17. You get a 6% annual return. You throw it in the stock market.
You're missing the point.
You're a millionaire in 30 years. Dennis, that is $1 million. That is exactly how much.
I can never get Elite back, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, you could sign up and get it again.
Elite doesn't exist anymore, Stetson. It's a limited premium now.
Now you're only missing HBO Max, which is a $10 a month subscription.
And the discount. My dad has
your discount. You're paying more with the discount.
I'm paying more than Cricket, but I'm paying less than others.
Outrageous. All right, sticker switch. EM Tech. This is perfect. AT&T Unlimited Elite.
Stetson heated right now.
I would say, look, if you're using HBO Max, no, I don't think there's any reason. I would switch to Cricket Unlimited More and get a separate HBO Max subscription.
Stetson, I want to be clear here. I agree with you that Cricket is a great plan. I want to be 100% clear. I recommend them all the time with you.
Yeah.
But you're not going to convince me to give up my OG number that is on...
You don't have to give up a number, Dennis. You transfer it over.
You're not. Let me finish, please. You're not going to convince me to give up my OG number that's been on AT&T since I first got a phone to put it on to anything else. I know that AT&T isn't going to do anything to touch it. I trust it.
Neither is Cricket.
Oh, come on, dude. Cricket's had problems before, bro.
Name one in recent memory.
Recent memory, the part where they were literally canceling people that didn't have a phone that meet compliance with AT&T certifications immediately.
Okay, that's very true. They had issues. That's an AT&T thing too, though.
Yes, but it didn't happen to AT&T customers. You know what happened on AT&T customers who had a phone that wasn't compliant? AT&T sent them a free phone in the mail without question. It was like free iPhones, like SEs specifically. And they were like, here, put your SIM card in this. It's free, period. Cricket said, go F yourself. Your money's no good. You're turned off.
Yeah, okay, that was a problem. That's a fair point. But yeah, I'm still going to recommend you switch to Cricket.
Security concerns is the second one. Remember, the AT&T number is what has my bank account's 2FA, and no one has that number.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about EM Tech.
Oh, sorry. I'm just saying there are reasons, okay? I don't trust T-Mobile anymore for my banking. That's why everything...
Wait, you don't trust T-Mobile? My primary number I use for everything is on T-Mobile right now.
I wonder why I don't trust them, Stetson. It's not like they're in the news every year.
Is this why my credit card got stolen last week?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's also why I have a Costco card now opened up in your name as well.
Dennis!
I mean, you had good credit, and I wanted to buy groceries.
Anyway, EM Tech, you have my answer. Dennis, what's your answer?
Wait, what was the... he has... Oh.
Yeah, stick or switch.
Oh, stick.
I love it. All right, next one. Jason T. Verizon 5G do more. I would switch to Play More because I think it has better perks.
I I would switch.
Oh, wait. US Mobile. What am I saying?
I was going to say I would switch and I would go US Mobile.
Yeah, Jason, go to US Mobile. Get the unlimited premium plan. You're going to be so happy.
Wait. Caveat. The only way having the plan that you have makes sense is if you're also bundling with Verizon's home network, whether that be Fios or the fixed wireless access.
I don't know. I think even
because
then
of the discount,
it's
the
tough.
50% discount plus the discounts that you get on like
but a 50% discount. All right, so it's $25 for internet instead of $50, but your cell phone bill is $80. 80 plus 25 is 105. US Mobile's plan is 45 plus your taxes and fees, 50 flat plus 50 for internet, basically the same.
Yeah, $100 versus 105, but with the 105, you're getting Hulu, Disney Plus, ESPN Plus, Apple Music, Apple Arcade, the 600 gigabytes of Verizon cloud storage.
You're combining do more and play more. You're thinking get more.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is that not what he said?
He says this is do more. I'm reading do more.
Oh, go to play more or US Mobile. Sorry.
Yeah, cool. AT&T prepaid, $300 per year. Fantastic plan. Keep that. That's a stick.
Keep it.
Toronto playing Canada, $60 for 40 gigs on Rogers. Oh.
Switch and come to the USA.
Yeah, Toronto plane spotting. It's time for a new handle. USA plane spotting. It's happening. Or maybe like Seattle plane spotting or Maine plane spotting. I don't know. Somewhere. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh, this is a hot one.
Oh, Verizon starter unlimited.
Switch to literally anything else.
Literally anything.
So US Mobile.
Stefan or Steven, whichever you prefer, go by. The big recommendation, single line, hands down, switch to US Mobile. You get a better experience for a lower price.
US Mobile too.
And that's it. Actually, just US Mobile. That's really it.
Multi-line too. There's no reason not to switch to US Mobile. And alternatively, if we're not talking about being on the Verizon network, Cricket.
That's true. Okay. US Mobile Unlimited Basic. Kyra, I think that's a great plan if it meets your needs. If you're using less data, I actually like the data bucket plans more, and I'll tell you why. First, you can do the $25 plan, which is 18 gigs per month, still plenty of data, and the bigger reason is you have the option to add on the hotspot feature. With the Unlimited Basic plan, my least favorite thing about it is US Mobile removed the option to add hotspot data to that plan. There's no option for hotspot data. So I would consider going to the data bucket plan, and then you have that flexibility, and it's cheaper. And yeah, if you're using less data, then you're totally fine. So,
this one is sort of in the topic: US Mobile versus Xfinity Mobile. What's better, in my opinion, or in our opinion? Well, the TLDR is because you have to have Comcast internet to get Xfinity Mobile. I think it makes more sense because the discounts that Comcast is giving are pretty aggressive. The promos they're doing as far as porting a number with like the $200 Visa prepaid cards they do just for porting your number over.
Yeah.
Or the device financing options, if that's something that you value, are also pretty good. And plus, it still, based off my testing, this hasn't changed yet. Xfinity Mobile is the only plan that can still get true unlimited, uncapped, ultra wideband hotspot data.
It's wild.
Which is absolutely insane. And also, when it comes to the 20 gigs, if you're on ultra wideband, that doesn't matter. Like, you can use whatever. And it really is a Verizon-esque experience. Like, your priority is QCI 8. Okay, let me rephrase this, actually. Xfinity Mobile if you have a 5G capable phone or plan on getting a 5G capable phone. US Mobile if not.
I mean, yeah,
because if you have an LT phone, it's deprioritized and it's all
it's
icky.
deprioritized on US Mobile too, so you're not getting the ideal situation. All right, I would say if you're an existing Xfinity customer, I mean, let's take out Xfinity. US Mobile IMO is a better plan because it has more plan options to better meet your needs, and their data usage analytics dashboard is epic. 2-factor authentication security. It's a great experience. That said, as Dennis mentioned, Xfinity's still giving you premium data. You're getting that priority experience. They now come with 5 gigs of high-speed hotspot data on the unlimited plan, which is awesome. You can add multiple lines to the shared data buckets, which is insane for a family that's light data usage. And you're getting the discount on your Xfinity internet. So I would look at the overall big picture of how your Xfinity bill would change and what your cell phone bill would be, I think for most people, the phone discount, the internet discount, and the overall pretty good experience on Xfinity Mobile is going to make them probably a slightly better option. The downside is if you ever leave or cancel your Xfinity internet, then your Xfinity bill will skyrocket, and US Mobile would have been a better option to begin with anyway.
Specifically $25 per line on the account.
Per month. Yeah, it's insane. So,
but if you, like I said before, you have to have Xfinity to get Xfinity Mobile, and if you have that, you're basically talking about a comparison that more looks like $25 versus $45 because the discount.
Yeah, you could basically say, all right, your internet bill's the same, but you get a $30 discount on the cell phone. Like, you could think of it that way, in which case Xfinity, yeah, way better.
Yeah.
So that's it. It also depends. If you use over 20 gigs, Xfinity Mobile will cap your speeds
at 1.5 by like 600 kilobits per second.
I think it's 1.5 by 750 kilobits per second.
Okay, but like that's on LT, not ultra wideband, which is why I said the whole 5G part matters.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Well, it's, if you're a higher data user, something to consider.
And also two things that are worth mentioning here, because we haven't talked about this. Xfinity Mobile does give you access to their own network. I'm not just talking about the Wi-Fi hotspots, but also the fact that they do actually genuinely have like CBRS deployed in certain areas. It's not very common, just to be clear here, but in certain markets they do have CBRS, which means that in areas where Verizon really struggles, you have access to an extra option, which is great. And also worth mentioning as well is if you're on Wi-Fi hotspots, those are uncapped, or those don't count against your data usage because it's Wi-Fi. And so, that's something that's a perk that US Mobile doesn't offer. You just get Verizon only.
So true. We got Jonathan saying he wouldn't give up Elite either, so respect to Dennis. T-Mobile One Plus promo.
Keep, stick.
I'm actually curious. I'm a little bit less familiar with this one, Dennis. Why are we keeping One Plus?
Because it's basically Magenta Max, but for significantly cheaper. It's either going to be $70 if he did the freebie one, or $75 if he did like the slightly different add-on when they did it. But you're getting, it's 50 gigs of priority data and then dPrio.
That's fine.
But 50 gigs of priority and then dPrio, and then either 7 or 14 gigs of hotspot, depending on when he got set up for it. But outside of that, he's got the Netflix on Us if he's got multiple lines. He's got the global roaming at the increased 3G speeds. He's
Sick.
got the GoGo Wi-Fi perk. He's got the Canada and Mexico shtick. Like it's basically Magenta Max.
So it
cheaper.
sounds like it's the same, but cheaper.
Yeah, like we're talking like $70-$75 versus $85.
Yeah, I would keep. Unless, I mean, it's a great plan, okay, and you should keep it. The only possible reason I would consider switching is if you wanted to do like a device promo deal, because I think T-Mobile has started, I could be mistaken here, but I think they have started pushing device promo deals exclusively for Magenta Max.
You're right, but also devil's advocate here. How do we actually stand on device financing? The short answer is
we're against it. Yeah, you should not do that.
Right.
So keep it, buy your phone outright, and be happy. You have a great plan.
Yeah, and the only reason I switched from mine is because T-Mobile kind of screwed the pooch, and I ended up in a situation. But now I'm happy with Magenta Max, so I guess it doesn't matter. So,
Scott is on Parents Magenta Max military plan, paying $20 a month. Scott, we need like some sort of like confetti or something. Like, I think you have the best deal out there. Period. $20 Magenta Max, Dennis.
Yeah, I mean, being on a parent member's plan, like I said with my AT&T, is pretty great, right? You're not really paying much for all the awesomeness. That being said, I won't get super into my personal life, but there is a reason why I actually have another number that does all my communications on, because when you're dealing with other people, they can see other things, whether it be who you're texting, who you're calling. They can get very nosy if they want to be. So, you know your parents better than me.
I would say the other thing is I did a comparison of best military plans. We haven't talked about this yet because we've been doing this awesome sticker switch segment. 4 lines, Magenta Max, normally $35 a line. And the fact that you're paying $20 is insane, Scott. So big congrats to you for making that happen. Normally $25 for your regular Magenta. But yeah, there you go. All right, Dennis, let's do a couple more of these. These have been fun. Here's another one. T-Mobile, simple choice, unlimited, family, stateside, international.
Switch.
You would switch on this one.
Yeah, I had the simple choice plans before, back when they actually offered Rhapsody, which became Napster.
Lol.
I like I said, I've been with them since 2013. I remember them, and the simple choice plans, point blank, are just more expensive. Like specifically, he says he has the unlimited is literally more expensive than just having Magenta Max. Because Simple Choice Unlimited, if I recall, with the states, like all these different things, was like $85 plus taxes and fees, whereas Magenta Max has additional perks like the Netflix. It's true proper unlimited, not the 22 gigs of priority. It has more hotspot. I believe, if I remember correctly, Simple Choice only had 7 gigs of hotspot versus 40. You got the better global roaming perk. You got the go-go Wi-Fi. You got there's just so many reasons to pick Magenta Max over this, both because I believe it'll be cheaper. And the only reason why you wouldn't do it is if you have free line deals that you'll lose by switching.
I agree with that. Yeah. Let's do GTR America, AT&T Business Elite, and T-Mobile Amplified from Circled In and Visible Wireless. I would keep those. It sounds like you know what you're doing, GTR America.
What is T-Mobile Amplified?
I have absolutely no idea. I was also going to skip over that. This is an interesting one. U.S. Cellular, unlimited basic, costing $23.86 after Lifeline and ACP discounts.
Well, if you have U.S. Cellular, it probably means you're in an area where no one else has good coverage. Otherwise, I would switch to literally anyone else because U.S. Cellular is very expensive, and their plans aren't very good for what they're charging. And generally speaking, since you have U.S. Cellular, I'm going to imagine that Verizon probably either has service where you're at or roaming agreements with U.S. Cellular, and I'd actually just switch to them because you'll get more bang for your buck, and they also accept ACP.
I like everything Dennis just said. I'm going to be honest. Bor Granta 61103. I'm a little bit less familiar with US Cellular's plans. This is what I'm seeing on the website right now. Forgive me if this isn't your exact plan, but I'm seeing $40 for a 15 gig plan. Okay, that's basically what it is. The fact that you're getting it for $23.86 is really good. And wow, this website is terrible. Anyway, I think my gist is I would look at other options, but I think my general rule of thumb is if you're paying $25 or less per month, you have a good deal. And if it works for you, I'm fine letting you keep that. I think that's totally cool.
Yeah, but he's actually, remember, ACP discount's $30.
Yeah.
So he's actually paying $53.86.
Whoa.
Reality. And yeah,
well, what was the other company you were saying accepts the ACP discount?
Verizon.
I don't know. I think $23. I mean, because when you're knocking off $30, it's still like $50 for any of Verizon's plans for a single line.
Okay.
I think
better one. Xfinity Mobile.
Did they do that? Well, you have to have Xfinity.
Yes, but they accept the ACP credit.
Okay. I wonder if Cricket does.
Also, wait. If you're eligible for ACP, it means you're also eligible for Internet Essentials. This means you can get $10 a month internet for your home internet from Comcast, and then apply the ACP credit, which will cover that $10 cost of free internet, and the remaining $20.05 will go towards your mobile.
Dennis has a good point. If you don't have Xfinity, I think you're fine keeping it. Bor Granta 61103. Hopefully that is helpful. Again, if you're under $25 per month per line, I think you're doing something right. That's a good deal.
Just interchange Xfinity for Spectrum. It's like the same stuff.
Yeah. Magenta Max.
Hold on, wait. This is a great one. From Sneed Mobile Tech, the father himself, Virgin Mobile 1997, too cool for school unlimited promo with nights and weekends.
Wow, that's a throwback.
Gotta keep it.
You didn't give us a price, Sneed. I don't know. I feel like it's hard to evaluate that. Unlimited nights and weekends. That's great.
I mean, come on, Stetson. Unlimited nights and weekends calling, man. I mean, that's definitely a keeper.
Yeah. Scott, if you're on Magenta Military, you're getting a great deal. That's a great deal. I would keep that. Magenta Max. I would probably keep that too. Dennis, your dad sounds awesome. Show this to your dad, Dennis.
He's probably gonna watch it, maybe. So thanks, Glenn.
Definitely made it. ATT comes with VPN built in. Curious. All right, my plan, 3 lines, starter on 2 lines, 1 line on play more, 149.40. Ralph, I would encourage you to consider US Mobile. And you can grab 3 lines on US Mobile for, sorry, I
Isn't
don't
it
have
$100?
I don't have the family pricing off the top of my head.
I think it's $100.
Dennis is coming in with $100. I would believe it, but let's pull this up. I want to give Ralph here the most accurate information possible. Let's say, first of all, you could do a pooled plan, and these things are cheap if you know how much data you're using. 3 lines, $35 a line. Come on, US Mobile. I would say, first of all, if you have lines on unlimited starter, that means you could pop those on unlimited basic. And for 3 lines, you're looking at $25 for each of those lines. You could have 1 line on unlimited premium, which would be the equivalent to play more, basically. That'd be $35. So you're looking at 50 plus 35. That's $85 plus taxes and fees of 15. You'd be looking at basically $100 a month from US Mobile for basically the same service.
Actually, arguably better service because
For arguably better service because the starter lines would get premium data. So, or excuse me, the unlimited basic lines would get higher priority data. Yeah, I think that's what I'd recommend. So consider it. It's not going to be for everyone, but I think it could really help you save some money, and that's typically our goal here. So, wow. Skychunk, I'm with Stetson. Cool. I think I'm a little bit delayed. Bring back Elite HBO Max. Cricket. Yeah, EM Tech. All right. Thank you for the DMs. Super appreciate that. Sounds like, oh, all right. So these unlimited plans are not truly unlimited. We have confirmation on that. All right. Dennis, I think we should wrap up the sticker switch. We're getting so many fantastic comments. But
oh, man, I'm loving the energy though, man.
There's one more topic that we haven't even brought up, and it's the one I teased in the beginning that you found.
I totally forgot about it, but yeah, let's talk about it.
Wait, let me bring it up. I lost the tab. Here it is. Oh, it's because this is in front of it. This is also, get out of here. Get out of here. There it is. Dennis, this requires your intro. Let's get out of here. Okay, let me round this up. Everybody, thank you for joining us for the sticker switch section of the podcast. That was super fun. I think we'll do it again. We have one more topic coming in at the hour and 17-minute mark, but this was epic. Dennis, how did you discover this? Do you want to intro it? I've been hyping it up without actually talking about it.
Yeah, so I have an awesome friend, IRL. His name's Nico, and Nico lives in an area that has absolutely horrible internet options. There is the Blue Devil that I talked about, which is boo, and I was the one that got him on the Verizon fixed wireless product. However, he is going to be leaving the Verizon fixed wireless product to go back to Blue Devil, and then actually going to get fiber because it's finally coming to his area. But he needs to upgrade his router badly, so I went looking for routers for him, and when I was on Netgear's website, I found a little hidden gem. It is a Orbi mesh system that has support for 5G wireless on T-Mobile and AT&T currently, with Verizon coming in the future.
What?
And it has support for traditional home internet connections.
Wow. Absolutely amazing.
Which I just want to say is super cool because it means that if you have like a flaky home internet provider, maybe you have Cox based off what Sneeze says, you could have your Cox internet plus a wireless backup connection all in one. So you're having very little downtime, for example.
Here we go. Sorry, I just lost it. But yeah, so this is it. It's the Orbi 5G tri-band Wi-Fi 6 mesh system, 4.2 gigabits per second router, plus 2 satellites. And Dennis, to be clear, this isn't just like your 5G, because you can have 5G Wi-Fi, right? Your 5 gigahertz channel. This isn't that, correct?
No, this is literally you using the carrier's 5G network. So T-Mobile's ultra capacity, AT&T's 5G plus.
Wow.
You know, that kind of thing.
That is so cool. I wonder what you need. Like, what do you need to do to...
It tells you just need an ordinary data SIM. That's it.
You just
just
throw it
pop
in.
just throw in a SIM card from your carrier.
Wow. Look at that. Insert provider's 5G nano SIM card not included. That's hilarious. So I think, I guess to answer my own question, you would need to sign up through an official route for T-Mobile 5G home internet or Verizon 5G home internet. Verizon or T-Mobile would provide you with their equipment, but the equipment is rental free. So all you would do is just take the SIM card out of the provided gateway, pop it in this one, and all of a sudden you're cooking with gas. You've got your main hub, and then you got your 2 satellites to extend the signal.
I don't know if you can use their T-Mobile home internet SIM card for this. I was saying just data SIM in general. So like,
oh, really?
Like hotspot SIM.
Oh, you think it requires a specific hotspot SIM? You couldn't do like T-Mobile home internet?
I don't know. I'm saying I don't know. I'm saying I'm not sure on that one.
That's kind of a pretty huge difference.
But I see some people talking in the chat that apparently have been using this. Justin says he has it and was talking about how you can't use band locking and there's some quirks to it.
That's okay. I don't think the regular gateways can use band locking.
And J Block said isn't T-Mobile's home internet SIM IMEI lock. That's what I thought. That's why you can't use it.
Okay, all right. So it'd be they're SIM locked.
So yeah, you would have to just get a normal data SIM, so like a hotspot plan. So like, but you could get like a 100 gig plan for $50.
Dennis, not anymore.
What do you mean?
AT&T raised the price on their hotspot plan.
Oh no.
Yeah. I'm sorry. This was the other topic I was going to bring up. Where is it?
I mean, it's still cool though.
It is big cool.
And apparently US Cellular sells this for their home internet product.
Here we go, Dennis. The sad news of the show. AT&T prepaid. This is AT&T prepaid, but this was the plan. Price of hotspot, 100 gigs is now $90 a month.
That is quite the price jump.
Yeah. Oh, it used to be just 55. Thankfully, T-Mobile still has their plan that's 55, or I think 50 for 100 gigs. But yeah, it's just not a whole lot of data. You guys are seeing all my targeted ads. You can tell I look at a lot of standing desks, and there's one down here in Notion.
Apparently, Jonathan was saying that there's a $20 Mobley SIM on AT&T that's unlimited.
I'd believe that.
And apparently, he was saying that a friend uses his Verizon Unlimited $65 prepaid hotspot plan on Orbi.
Huh. Yeah, I wonder if you could do that. Grab a hotspot plan, but sometimes they... Whoa, we're getting... Okay, spoofing is against the terms of service. Please don't do that, everybody. And yes, you're right. Flashback to the AT&T prepaid iPad plans. Those were too good to be true. And big news, Borgranto 61103 coming in saying you can get a 150 gig prepaid plan from Verizon for $100. Honestly, not too bad if you're out in the middle of nowhere. Does that work with Cricket's unlimited plans? Glenn, my understanding is you need to get a dedicated hotspot plan. Unless, like, would this count as just a mobile device? Like, could I throw in, can you throw in something? And Justin, yeah.
I just Google searched the Mobley thing. Apparently that plan is for cars.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That probably shouldn't be allowed.
Probably not.
Yeah.
It's for paired with a Mobley connected car device. The Orbi is not that.
Interesting. We can do 5G business internet through Verizon, and that allows BYOD activations as long as they're certified. Seems like this is almost certified. Visible would definitely probably not work. Definitely probably.
If it does work, it would definitely be against terms.
It's definitely against terms, regardless if it doesn't or does work. Justin, yeah, you can message me on Discord. I'm just at Stetson Doggett. I'm not really sure the best way to share Discord stuff, but like
Discord, you have to mention the hashtag after your actual name.
Okay. Can you send me a DM on Twitter? I will get a DM on Twitter and I can share
Here
that.
is an easy way that you can talk to us just for funsies whenever you feel like. We have this incredible Discord server with awesome fans who are part of the patreon.com/StetsonDoggett Patreon. If you become a member, you can get an invite to the Discord and get to chat with not just us, but the other incredible and knowledgeable members of the community and get to enjoy the fun times. There's also cool custom emotes and stickers that are available for you to use as well when you're chatting with your friends on the Discord server.
Yeah, very true. Scott saying, and this is how you get a nasty letter from T-Mobile, AT&T, Verizon, LOL. Yeah, you're probably right. And yeah, Caesar, I have seen Cricket will be raising prices. I think for specific family plans is what I've seen. So we'll see.
I feel like you had
I think we covered everything.
No. I remember now. Since we're on the topic of AT&T, what's up with this other topic? Bringing fiber to town?
Yeah, that was a local story.
And what about the state broadband maps?
Lol, it says page not found.
What about state broadband maps?
Yeah, those are some other stories. I don't think it really makes sense for this.
Okay.
It's more of a broadband topic, which I think would be better.
Well, we were talking about broadband with the Orbeez.
I guess. I mean, we can throw in.
Let's get some quick rapid fire comments. Do you want the show to go on? Tell Stetson now. Comment now if you're still awake and watching and want the show to go on.
He's fading. Oh my God! We need to pump him energy. Is he not sitting next to a can of caffeine?
I'm just drinking that good old H2O. And Stetson, you're weak, man. I've been up since 8 a.m.
I have also been up since 8 a.m. But yeah, keep going on. Let go. Wow, I love you guys. Thank you so much. Yeah, I got to review. I'm done with T-Mobile. Is the bottom line. I got to get off this base essentials plan. I feel like there's a lot less to the review than I thought. Like, it's surprisingly decent.
All right, the people are speaking, Stetson. They want it. Yes. Stay awake.
You're so right. Hey, thank you for watching. Hit the like button, okay? That motivates me. That's my caffeine hit.
Yeah, right now we have 50, and I see 88 pairs of beautiful eyeballs. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my
God. We got
God.
the super sticker.
Niraj.
Keep it up.
All right, the show must go on. Well, we will talk about the broadband thing then, I guess, because that was in the topics. Okay, here we go. Caesar, Stetson, I'm planning to switch, but I like my HBO Max with ads on Cricket Wireless, or what premium unlimited plan is great under $45? The truth is, for a single line, you're not getting a good premium unlimited plan for sub 45. US Mobile is really your only option, and with taxes and fees, that's going to push you over the $50 mark. Oh my God. You guys are the best. Alternate reality for Stetson's energy bar. Oops, all right, Dennis, you take control. I'm done.
Okay.
I've been confiscated.
Alternate reality with the incredible super chat.
Boom.
For Stetson's energy bar. Honestly, Stetson, I've said this before. I don't know how we would incorporate this, but I really wish. This is a throwback to Drew, who was an awesome guest, which if you guys didn't watch that show, I really loved it. It was a great topic for home internet. But if you've ever seen his streams, he has, I believe he uses OBS, which is the reason why he can do this, but he actually has like sounds when there's like donations and stuff like that. I think it would be so funny if we can get a person on Fiverr to like have like a hype bar or like a hot take meter or something that just goes on the bottom where it's like where it's like every time it gets charged up, it makes like an effect, and then I have to force a hot take or something crazy. That would be fun.
Yeah. Okay, Skychunk with another great question. Wait, I think we answered the other question. Yeah, you can't get anything sub 45. Checking your data usage. Odds are you can probably get a plan with less data that meets your needs, and then you can spend your extra money on cool perks like HBO Max or Netflix or Spotify, whatever you want. T-Mobile, 4 lines on Magenta. I think if you're on Magenta 4 lines, it's pretty good. There are other options you can consider, but it's really what meets your needs. Like, I kind of like the Metro by T-Mobile plan because it includes your Amazon Prime membership, and that's awesome. Whereas Magenta, it's kind of like you have Netflix, but then they increase the prices.
I'm actually going to disagree with you on this, Stetson. If you have Magenta with 4 lines, there's not really better options on T-Mobile because their family pricing for Magenta is so aggressively priced.
It's pretty good, but I still think the Metro one's a little bit cheaper.
I mean, I like the Metro one, but then it comes down to perks, right? Netflix versus Amazon.
Yeah, I'm Amazon all day, every day. Sign me up.
I mean, I love Amazon too, but I'm just saying, like at that point, you're talking about the same thing. You're giving up some things by leaving T-Mobile, like the ability to finance phones, the international roaming. There's other things that you're giving up when you do that. Yeah,
you're so right. So bottom line, Niraj Kumar, you're on a fantastic plan at a fantastic price. Odds are, recommend you keep it. If for whatever reason you did want to save money, it is possible to do so, but you're compromising the features. And it's
Miguel coming in clutch. He says that he looked at Cricket's offers and they still offer 100.
Oh, boom! I love it, Miguel.
Your excitement when you find a good deal, man. Oh. I swear, dude, in an alternate life, I could picture you being like one of those super couponers.
Oh man.
Uh,
Yeah, so that's a clutch. All right, wait. Can we talk about how Cricket is becoming better than AT&T? Taxes and fees included. Still has the HBO Max perk. The hotspot plan still $55. What is happening, Dennis?
I mean, can we just talk about how every prepaid company is becoming better than their postpaid counterpart that they're running off of?
It's so
US
true.
Mobile better than Verizon, Cricket better than AT&T, and arguably indebatable, Metro PCS better than T-Mobile. Oh, and Mint
Yeah.
Mobile better than T-Mobile.
Mint Mobile. Oh man. Yeah, if you don't need truly unlimited, Mint all day every day. All day every day. All right. Sky Chunk, great question. Is there a website to check taxes and fees for phone plans? Oh, actually, oh man, shameless plug for the Best Phone Plans website. So, this is a cool feature. I just added this in. It's not 100% accurate. You saw the graph earlier in the live stream, or you completely missed it because now we've been going for an hour and a half. Taxes and fees vary wildly by location. So it's almost impossible. You need to go through the order process to see for yourself. What I've done, Best Phone Plans, we have this compare page where you can compare plans. I added a new toggle right here. I'll zoom in so you can see it. Show prices with all taxes and fees. This is based on my estimation here in Colorado. I did calculations. Colorado is very close to average when it comes to taxes and fees. So it should give you a decent representation. We click that, and all of a sudden we see the prices, taxes, and fees included if it has been entered. So we got US Mobile $15 plan, closer to $20. We can see Mint Mobile with taxes and fees visible, tax and fees included. We can see what US Mobile is looking like. That $35 plan basically is $40. The 45, like that's 50. That's 2 cents under 50. And you can see plans that don't have it. So shameless plug for that. But yeah, the bottom line is to get the most accurate pricing, you have to do what I did, which is literally go to each website, go through the order process, and before you click buy, it'll usually show you the total with taxes and fees, assuming there isn't a SIM card in there.
Side note, Joey, thank you for the super chat. We do appreciate that. I don't know. I didn't want to do that. But okay. When a US Mobile reseller uses in their ads.
Yeah. Anywho,
Yeah.
RFK Tech, how's it going? Scott saying Cricket and Metro both need a rebrand. So many people would never use them because of the name association from what they used to be 10 years ago.
I agree and disagree at the same time
Yeah.
because I feel like Cricket actually has a somewhat fun, lighthearted brand. Like when I think of Cricket, I think of their little like fluffy, like
They're fluffy, whatever they're doing.
yeah, like whatever those things are. They're like I think of like the cutesy ads and
Whatever
while
the
Cricket
absolute
did have
heck.
Cricket did have a kind of poor reputation in the past because of their whole 3 meg cap and 8 meg cap that they used to do. I don't think it's too terrible per se. And then Metro, I feel like did get a rebrand with the Metro by T-Mobile. I mean, there's been advertising plastered all over the place when it comes to that. And ah, goodness. Is he asking for a hug? Aww.
Is it just me or did all the elevators shrink over the past 2 years?
Aw.
Yeah, Cricket's ridiculous. So I'm with you, Dennis. I agree and disagree. I agree because you're right. They don't have a great reputation. The networks were bad. The experience was bad. It's gotten way better, leaps and bounds better. And I think having a fresh brand would, fresh coat of paint, you could start off with a strong experience now that the experience is actually good. I disagree because a lot of people already know those existing brands, and I think it's easier to switch people to something they've heard of than it is to switch them to something entirely new. If you're a new MVNO, you start at zero, absolute zero. I guess like the newest one that's going to come out is Mobile X. They're starting at zero. I think they're going to have a hard time gaining brand recognition and gaining subscribers. I think Metro would have an easier job doing that because people have heard of it and are familiar.
Yeah, it's kind of like the whole the devil you know, then devil you don't type of scenario.
Yeah, I think
Like, you know what you're getting into when you go get Metro, right? Like, you're not expecting caviar with a fine cut steak. You're just expecting like a good plan and somewhat mediocre customer support, especially in comparison to the T-Mobile postpaid treatment. Because despite my qualms with T-Mobile support, I think me and you, Stetson, can both agree that T-Mobile support is still leaps and bounds better than, say, Verizon.
I'm going to say it's going to depend on that. I've had good experiences on
Well,
both.
when I say that, I mean that T-Mobile actually offers 24/7 support, and Verizon decides to just pack up their bags and close at like 8 p.m. for no reason.
Oh, well, every story is different.
But more importantly, a good story, a positive story. Andy Logan coming in
So
with the strong $2 super chat. We really
Thank you
appreciate
so much.
you.
No animation or logo associated with this one, but thank you so much, Logan. We really appreciate it. This is keeping us going right now. And
you're
we
building up a hype train.
Yeah, we have a very interesting comment from TBC. Metro, quote, by T-Mobile. Some people go into T-Mobile stores and try to pay their Metro bill. Yeah, that is a big problem. Actually, so yes, that's a big problem. I want to stand by that. I do think that the Metro PCS to Metro by T-Mobile was a strong rebrand. And I think Metro got even better. The website got way better. But yeah, that is confusing.
I'm going to put it another way. Before T-Mobile acquired Metro, no one knew of them unless you were with like very regional basis. Once T-Mobile acquired Metro, everybody knew about them because the marketing became so extreme. I mean, you literally saw their branding slapped on like every UFC Fight Nights fight on the cage stage. You saw it in like the baseball stadiums, the football stadiums, and every TV commercial, every radio ad, always just blaring Metro by PCS marketing, to the point now that like if you don't know what Metro is, are you really existing in this modern day society? So
Yeah. All right. Joey says, Stetson as an employee of an up-and-coming MVNO. I 100% agree with what you just said. Appreciate that, Joey. Kind of curious what the MVNO is. Either way, wish you well. Skychunk is a boost site. Very confusing. Yes, it's very confusing. It is one of the absolute worst websites in the telecom industry, and it blows my mind. That would be the number one thing. If I were to create an MVNO, I would create the best website that makes it easy to sign up for service, unlike literally what everyone else is doing. I don't understand. It's like they don't use online shopping or anything. Like, it's ridiculous. You're so right. It's so confusing.
David had a good question. I'd be curious to know this. Stetson, do you know if Cricket gets access to 5G Plus on all their plans?
Yes, but you need a 5G compatible phone. What are those devices right now? Any 5G iPhone, BYOD, or purchase from Cricket, and only certain Android phones purchased from Cricket. So let's do Cricket 5G phones, do the quick Google search. I am a fast typer, so we can pull that up for you right here. Shnoop. All right, Apple, boom, everything. Again, when you bring your own phone, it works. Cricket, you need the Cricket Dream 5G. I don't even want to know. You need the LG. Don't get an LG phone. LG's gone. You need a Motorola 5G stylus or Moto One 5G. Something tells me these might be mid-band only 5G phones. And you've got an option of the S20 Plus 5G, S20 FE 5G, and some Galaxy A series phones. So the phone not only needs to be Cricket compatible and 5G compatible, but it also needs to be 5G Plus compatible. And my gut is telling me that a lot of these might only be basically mid-band and low-band 5G compatible. So,
on a quick side note, Glenn coming in with an incredible generosity of a $5 super chat. He said, we're both great. Well, Glenn, I think you're great as well. Don't think I don't always see you in our streams and appreciate the support. And thank you for the super chat.
Thank you so much, Glenn. We really appreciate that.
Also,
I'm going to be spending my super chat donations on Chipotle tonight. That's what I'm doing,
dude, I haven't had Chipotle since when I touched down in Denver for that first time.
Is there no Chipotle in Pittsburgh?
There's definitely probably one somewhere, but I've been living that like potato life where my diet consists of primarily potatoes because they're cheap.
Okay.
But anywho, side note, Justin, just as a heads up, I don't have a Instagram. I have a Twitter, but
I have an Instagram. And I had to delete it from my phone because it was too distracting, but I have it on my second phone. So I will check that, and I will assist you there. Thank you,
also,
Justin.
Another loyal fan that we see all the time, MS, coming in with a $2.71 super chat saying, terrific podcast. Lots of great info. MS, thank you as well, my friend. I know I appreciate the support, and I know Stetson could say the same. You are truly the
love
best.
It. Thank you so much. And we have good audio this time because I spent time prepping, figuring out what was broken, and now we sound great.
Stetson says that, and his voice just starts to give out.
No, Dennis, we're not jinxing it.
Well, no, it just happened when you were talking. You had that little cough.
Oh,
But
yeah. Okay. MVNO is Family Co. DBA Nebula Wireless. Love it. Very cool. They're doing cool things. I can't wait to actually review Family Co. / Nebula, but I don't think they're ready yet. So we'll let them build something awesome.
The fact that you're trademarked is a great start.
Yeah, LLC. Yeah, actually legit. Ahoy. Oh, Debo Bop coming in. Great to see you in the comments. Is this is the answer to the question, should you pay more for 5G? We're getting a heck no. 5G in the USA is inconsistent, as with all wireless services. Unless 5G gets at least 100 megabits per second across the country, it better stay included for no extra cost. Yeah, we completely agree with you. 5G should be included. We talked about speed tiers and possible data bucket plans earlier on in the show, and that was kind of a wild conversation. So you can go back and rewatch, but yeah, you're right. You're right. Also, Scott had Chipotle for dinner last night. Their queso slaps. Scott, you are 100% correct. Thank you for the comment.
I have a question real fast since we're talking about Chipotle. Are you familiar with Qdoba?
Yes.
That's what I've had more frequently than Chipotle.
It can be good. I love me some Chipotle, plus it's based out of Denver.
But fair enough. Also, Niraj has been saying this during the stream. I saw a comment similar to this earlier. He's asking, why does his phone essentially not work when he's inside of a Costco? Short answer for you is because of the fact that Costco buildings are essentially giant, thick warehouses, or the more scientific term here is they cause a Faraday cage, i.e., wireless spectrum from the outside, from your big old cell phone towers, isn't able to penetrate the building very well. And so your phone has a hard time connecting to service, if at all. It might be connecting to low band, which the signal quality might not be great, and low band tends to be very congested and slow, causing for a poor network experience inside. However, it's more of a building issue and less of a Costco issue, and there are ways to get around it. For example, Sam's Clubs, which are owned by Walmart, oftentimes have little either like small cells or repeaters or something like that to rebroadcast signal that's coming in from the outside and the inside of the store so you can stay connected. Or oftentimes as well, you'll find that like Walmart's usually have some type of free Wi-Fi inside the store that your phone can connect to, so that way people can use their phones if they don't have good cell phone service.
Yeah, I would say it's a combination of the building. The signal has a hard time physically getting inside the building. Number two, as I understand it, Costco's are usually quite large, usually a lot of people. They're causing congestion on the network. And so even if your phone has signal, it can be slow.
Don't forget, number three, there's usually no windows.
Yeah, it has a hard time getting in the building. And yeah, so that's the bottom line. Yeah. Scott, Costco is a perfect place to have a bunch of millimeter wave. Oh, man. Oh. Scott, you're right. I don't think the budget-oriented Costco consumers are going to have a large percentage of millimeter wave capable phones. So, yes.
Stetson, hot take for you.
Yeah.
I don't actually think Costco consumers are necessarily budget-oriented, because most things at Costco tend to actually be more expensive because you're buying them more up in one front shot.
So it's a higher upfront cost, but your cost per unit is way lower.
Yes, but if you actually do the math, are you actually saving after you pay for your membership?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, for something? Oh, man.
For some things, yes, but
yeah.
For some things.
You only need a couple things. The membership's not that much, Dennis.
It's like $120 if you want the executive 2% cash back, blah, 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 blah.
Boom. You're getting cash back. Even better. Easy. I think Peter is Costco. Costco, do you, Peter, Costco, do you save money on Costco? Peter, do you save money on Costco? Yeah.
But there was a better question I saw from Nikki Figueroa. Which should he trade FirstNet for unlimited premium?
I'm going to go, Dennis, what do you think?
It's going to depend. If you're looking for a family plan, yes, because you can't do family plans with FirstNet, and unlimited premium will be cheaper. If you're not doing a family plan, I recommend sticking with FirstNet.
That's it. That's the answer. Family plan, switch to unlimited premium. No family, keep FirstNet. I agree. FirstNet's really good. If you saw my video, which we still haven't talked about, but you can watch, Best Family Plans for Military Veterans, First Responders. and that's it. FirstNet, best option on AT&T for a single line, but when you need a family, that's when I think Cricket's better. So, also EMTech, if you saw my eyes widen about 5 minutes ago, Dennis was talking about something irrelevant, but I read your comment. It was at 9:29 Eastern. That's a hot take. That might be the spiciest take we've seen in a while. So
something that Chipotle is missing is spice. Ooh.
Dennis, get out of here.
I'm kidding.
I'm a big Chipotle guy. Also, I can see Chipotle from my apartment, so it's
Oh my goodness, the comments are coming in more aggressively than ever, and I freaking love it. But that being said, Stetson, when we hit the 2-hour mark, do you want to call it?
Yeah, absolutely. I've been talking about Chipotle. I'm starting to salivate a little bit in my mouth.
The talking of your Chipotle is making me starving, and I have some leftover food.
Potatoes?
No, it's like smoked barbecue.
Oh,
from
nice.
Like a 4th of July party type of thing.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I'm gonna eat that, and I also have I have this chicken that's like it's got a Dijon mustard with like a honey glaze, like mixed together with like garlic and other spices.
Oh man,
it's good.
All right. Peter says he saves, quote, a butt ton at Costco. Yeah. Oh, here's a direct comparison. Peter gets, this is direct from the source, a 6-pound steak at Costco for less than a 3-pound option at King Soopers. So yep, you save a lot of money. And Derek says it perfectly. Costco is like Mint Mobile. Yeah, Mint saved me a bunch of money. You pay up front, but my golly, is it worth it?
Yeah, but if you can't use it all because you're a single human, you're not saving money because a lot of it goes to waste. And also, just throwing this out here, Aldi's for certain things like vegetables and produce is just as cheap as Costco. I've done the math. There's no cost savings on a thing of tomatoes from Costco's versus just getting the amount of tomatoes I need from Aldi's.
Oh man, Stetson should do a low-style trip to Chipotle. I don't know what that means.
It means that Carlos does live streams where he does random stuff like going to the desert.
I don't want to live stream in Chipotle. I feel like I get so many weird looks from everyone. I'd be like quietly in the corner like, hey, everybody.
No. You'd be doing the live stream being like, this burrito's pretty good. Let's run a quick speed test. And, I'm getting ultra capacity.
Oh, no, I got Guac on the phone. Get it out of here.
No, we're joking. And Carlos, if you're watching, we're just messing around, man.
Oh, man. Yeah, Joey's right. We can't get the comment section under NDA, but it's pretty cool. Ooh. Rim14250 is saying that Aldi's is nasty. I think it depends on what you buy there.
Yeah, I mean, why are they nasty? I mean, bananas
taste bad, man. Taste bad.
Aldi's is a grocery store. What?
Alternate reality. Aldi rocks. Now we know. Alternate realities in an alternate reality. That's how we're getting this. Fish is cheaper at Costco. Yeah. Ooh, Scott. I'm a big bowl guy. I love burrito bowls. And
I don't know what you gave me in Denver, but that burrito, especially after not eating for like 24 hours, tasted like heaven.
That's the ticket. Don't eat for 24 hours. Go to Chipotle, and you will ascend to heaven.
Well,
and then come back down.
It's 9:37 here, Stetson, so all the fast food places are like closed because COVID hours just never changed.
I think ours is open until 10 or 11. Go vegan and stay healthy. I respect that. Being vegan is very healthy, great for the environment. I love it.
I also just want to say, though, despite what people think, just because you're vegan or vegetarian doesn't mean you can't still eat unhealthily.
There's
a lot of things that are vegan and bad for you. But
it's a balance.
But yeah, no, I mean, vegan's cool. Vegetarian's cool.
Dennis, I think we found the next plan for you to sign up for. Dank Wireless. That's right. You kill all of your Magenta Max lines. You get rid of that discount. You go to Dank Wireless. 4.20 gigabytes. 4G LTE data. No 5G. For $69 a month. Who says no?
I think that Dank should try again and move that decimal point to the right and make it like, say, 42 gigabytes for $69 per month, or maybe 420 gigabytes for $69 per month. That would make more sense. Stetson, I can't tell if you're froze because your internet gave out or if you're just...
No, I was having internet problems today, though, but I got that all sorted out. So, oh man, H2O Wireless is terrible, Scott. Yeah, it's really bad. Tacos at Chipotle are really good. So true.
Jason said the Aldi's is owned by Germans.
It's
Yeah.
true. Aldi's, I think it's owned by the same people that own Trader Joe's.
I don't
Love
have
Trader
Trader
Joe's.
Joe's.
Trader Joe's, great store.
I wish I had one because I've heard so many great things about Trader Joe's, but I don't have one.
It's good.
But I have what's called Giant Eagle out here, and their flagship store is called Market District. And Market District is like being inside of a Disney World with all their different food sections. Although I don't ever go there anymore because I got a Costco membership, which makes me a little bit sad because they have this awesome meat section where they have these dry aged steaks that are just to die for. Also, top pick, if I had one, I wouldn't even have a Costco membership. Wegmans. I don't know if you know what that is, Stetson, but Wegmans is the best thing ever. I had one.
I know what Wegmans is, and you are right. That grocery store is the champion of grocery stores.
But do you want to know why I love it so much?
Because they have everything and it's reasonably priced.
Yes, they have everything. It's reasonably priced, but there's one more thing that's even more important.
They pay their employees well.
No. They have an incredible mobile app that literally, when you get their little card, okay, it tracks what you buy. And things that you buy commonly, it'll let you know and automatically add it to your grocery list because it knows that you're going to need it again, which is fantastic based off your frequency. And when it comes to couponing, they're the only store I ever did couponing with. You go to the coupon section, hit redeem all, and then if something's on a coupon, it'll just automatically apply it at checkout for you so you don't have to think about it.
It's so good.
That is like next level experience, incorporating technology into the shopping experience. I miss Wegmans so much. The nearest one's over at like State College, but that was some next level stuff. Oh, and let me not even forget too, finding grocery items. Remember that grocery list I told you about? It'll tell you the aisle that it's in so you know exactly where to go, and if they move it, it updates. It's beautiful.
Yep.
Sorry.
It is beautiful. Great. Is Wegmans East Coast only?
Yes.
It's not only is it East Coast only, it's only in some states, I believe.
Yes.
I know it's in upstate New York. Sounds like it's in
New Jersey, State College, and east of that, and that's about it.
Yeah. Scott, and they take Apple Pay, which most grocery stores infuriatingly don't. That's interesting. Every grocery store I shop at actually accepts Apple Pay. Right next to a Safeway, that accepts Apple Pay. Sprouts accepts Apple Pay. They're kind of like an off-brand.
What was the grocery store that was really close to your house that I was in awe about how well stocked their shelves were?
Probably Safeway.
Was it a Safeway we went to? Yeah, that was pretty legit.
Yeah. They take Apple Pay. The Whole Foods Market takes Apple Pay. Target takes Apple Pay. I can literally forget my wallet and pay with my watch. It is top. All right, Dennis, we got a sticker switch. Where'd it go?
I'm not sure, but while we're waiting, I just want to say while we're talking about different things, yeah, Pete, that brewery that you had me taken to Firehouse or something like that. Pump House. Oh my God, I missed that. Listen, can I just say, if I wasn't in Pittsburgh and I didn't love Pittsburgh and I had to move somewhere that wasn't East Coast, Colorado, specifically Longmont, would be like one of my first picks. You guys have such incredible stuff over there. All right. Especially that Japanese, Wait, hold on. I'm going to take a side tangent because Stetson is a uncultured boy. So Stetson never had like Vietnamese food.
I've never had Vietnamese food.
Japanese food or Chinese
never
food.
Had Japanese food.
Or like proper Chinese food. Like there were so many things he didn't have. And I exposed him to nothing but food. That was like a lot of our trip was food eating besides testing.
Yeah.
Stetson, tell the fans, because I don't think we ever actually talked about this on the show. Tell the fans about that incredible Japanese spot that we picked.
Man, I think Dennis found this. It was like this insane, authentic Japanese place, just kind of nestled in this, not really alley, but kind of this side road in Boulder. Like, didn't really look super flashy from the front. You go in, it looks kind of like a really small restaurant, but it was really cool. You go in, you take your shoes off because apparently that's what you do at Japanese restaurants. You go up. We were sitting kind of. It wasn't a bar, but it was kind of. It was a bar design, I guess is how I describe it. Like, it wasn't a bar, but you were just like right there. They had a huge menu, grand selection. I was immediately overwhelmed. Dennis, I don't know how you felt about it. And then the waitress was like, oh, well, I could also just like bring stuff out and you can just like sample. Like I could curate a menu for you. And we were like, yeah, that sounds great. That way, don't have to decide. This waitress just knows what'll be good. We told her our restrictions, and yeah, it was great.
Your restrictions, but
My
I'm
restrictions.
going to chime in now to turn this into actual understandable stuff. So, first off, taking off shoes is a custom in Japan, not just Japanese restaurants. This one was very authentic, though. Second, for anyone that is anime lover or wants to Google it, it was an izakaya style bar. Third, as far as the food goes, I was the one that suggested to the waitress if she could just do us like a picking thing.
Yeah.
Because that's common in izakayas. And the only requirement that I asked of them as far as like a food item was the bluefish tuna that they had, because that is a breed of tuna that can only be fished in Japan, and it is the most succulent, fatty, rich, flavorful tuna you could ever devour in your mouth. It was great. It was very authentic, and I was actually shocked by the fact as well that they had Japanese whiskey imports that I couldn't find like anywhere, and they had some incredible sake. It was one of the most expensive meals hands down that we had, because I wasn't sure what we were paying, but we got to eat a bunch of different little sides, which was perfect for the drinking. We had natto, which is like a fermented beans. We had all kinds of other stuff, and it was great. My only regret was that before we ate at that restaurant, we had a lower class Japanese restaurant to give Stetson some perspective, where we had some onigani rice balls. We had rice balls. And I wish we didn't do that because I had a bigger stomach for that place. But that was like one of the best restaurants I ate over the trip, with the exception of Hell's Kitchen. Hell's Kitchen was also just phenomenal in its own different ways, but that was really good. I was really happy that we ate there, and I wish that we could go back there again. I would listen, Stetson, for any reason, if I make my way out west and we meet up again, that is a place out of all the places that we went to, I have to go back there, because that was just a life-changing experience, which was great. I just wish you could have drank more. You did not drink.
I got us home safely, Dennis, and that was the mission.
We could have Ubered. Oh, but wait.
And left my Prius there?
Speaking of drink, come on, dude. It's a safe. Dude, we were in Boulder. It's safe. But you made a look. But look, speaking of drinking, how about the honey shop?
That was really good, too.
We had, so for anyone who doesn't know, there was this, we went to like this like touristy spot, I guess, in Colorado called like Boulder City.
It was, so it's Pearl Street. That's what Peter was saying.
Pearl Street.
And
there was this honey shop there where they have like all things honey, all different types of honeys made by different species of bees. And in the back, they sold mead. So I came up with the idea, because I wanted to try as much mead as possible, to get 2 flights of their different like meads that they had. And then me and Stetson, we were just sharing it because, we didn't care. We're family members, vaccinated, all that good stuff, So we're just drinking these meads and tasting them and stuff like that. And we got to try all these different like award-winning meads. I tended to have a preference for the ones that were less wine flavored in nature and more leaning towards like a beery taste. I think Stetson was the opposite. You liked the really sickly.
I think I was liking fruity-ish flavors.
Yeah, you liked the really sickly, like fruity sweet ones, and I was more of like somewhere else. But Peter Onigari, Onigari, yeah.
Onigari. Yeah, all right.
I'm butchering the pronunciation because my mouth, but my brain can read it.
It was just like, it was amazing. It was so good. Okay, we got 3 minutes left. Then I'm going to get my Chipotle, because we've been talking about food now for at least the past 15 minutes. And I'm just like so hungry. Joseph W. Sticker switch, AT&T Prepaid Unlimited Plus. I would probably stick. The only alternative I would consider is Cricket, but I think it comes down to video streaming and hotspot. Cricket is going to give you more premium data, unlimited compared to 22 gigs, and it's going to give you 15 gigs of hotspot compared to 10 gigs of hotspot on AT&T Prepaid Unlimited Plus. But AT&T Prepaid Unlimited Plus has 4K video streaming as opposed to 480p video streaming. So I would probably stick. It's a good price for that.
Stetson, I don't know if you're going to get this joke, but I really appreciate this one from Joey. Oh, by the way, wait, what was the question? Oh, stick. That's a good plan.
That's just like last minute. Stick.
But
is
sorry,
it this one?
I saw Joey's comment. When are we going to get an anime about a guy who gets hit by a truck and gets isekai to the world of 6G coverage? I don't know, man, but I could see that being kind of funny. If it was like a 1 episode kind of like short kind of thing. By the way, the reason why this is funny, Stetson, is because in anime, there is like a fantasy genre, and in that genre there's like the subgenre of isekai, which has kind of become its own thing. And one of the common tropes that tends to happen is the protagonist dies before getting reincarnated or into another world. And the method for which how they typically die tends to be being hit by a truck, aka
Perfect.
if you're a memer, truck-kun. Joey, I can tell you're a cultured man or weeboo trash like myself. I appreciate you. All right, but
Oh man. And then Xfinity versus fixed wireless. This is a really easy answer. Actually,
Xfinity.
Dennis is gonna go Xfinity. I would look at cost. I would look at your needs, and I would be open to trying fixed wireless. And
yeah,
if it
but
meets
cost
your needs,
fixed wireless doesn't win either.
it depends on the market, Dennis. Okay, I would look at
You
your
could
cost,
get-
look at your
you-
needs,
Stetson, you can get 300 by 10 for $30.
but that's 10, man. That's 10.
Fixed wireless, even on its best day from Verizon with the C-band, is 300 by 20 max, and that's not even a guarantee.
I don't know. I feel like it might depend, but I'd
And if
be
you
open
really
to
need
it.
the extra upload, you can get their blast, which is 600 by 20 for like 40.
Yeah, you're probably better off with performance, reliability, and consistency going with Xfinity, but I wouldn't cross out fixed wireless, especially if you have an existing line on Verizon. You're getting that $25 deal on their 5G home internet, or you're getting a deal on like you get 50% off, I think, with T-Mobile Magenta Max and their home internet. So
Also, the Chaz, you're right. Onigiri is a rice ball. I just couldn't pronounce
It is
the word.
good. It is good.
You're wrong. It's not a spear.
it's not a spear. It was not pokey. It was a rice ball. That's for sure. Yeah, Joey's saying the 1200 megabit per second Xfinity. It is pretty good. It's expensive, but it's pretty good.
But Stetson, I have an important thing to say before we round out the show. Guys, if you made it all the way to the end, do me a solid. Absolutely smash that like button for me, please. Make sure if you haven't done so already and you're new here, subscribe and hit the bell notification so you don't miss future uploads. And be sure to share your favorite moment of the show with a friend. We had some pretty great reactions. I would love it if you would meme on us if you want. Clip it, share it on your favorite social media site, and make sure to hashtag tag BestPhonePlans. But that being said, thank you all for everybody's incredible generosity and continuing to watch the show. Stetson's gonna go eat Chipotle.
I am.
I'm gonna go
Everybody,
crush
if you
some
made
food.
it this far, I want you to wait for the stream to end and then comment a burrito emoji. Okay, I want to see a bunch of burrito emojis in the comments when the stream ends.
Wait. I have a better idea. How about we do some hashtags, taking a page out of Sneed's book? Let's do hashtag burrito.
Hashtag if you had Chipotle or Qdoba. I want to know which one is better. We should have done a live poll.
Okay,
But,
hashtag Chipotle
yeah.
or hashtag burrito at Best Phone Plans.
Qdoba, Chipotle, do it.
Yeah, do that. Add us. But okay.
That's
We're out,
Dennis.
guys. Peace.
Peace. Burrito. End the broadcast.